cobblestone and what should be an interesting match. I mean, we saw compLexity do well on T side of Train. They were able to get these opening engagements, find the opening picks, not aggress too far, not overstep their bounds, and able to hold on to the map control they gained from those picks. But then we saw SK on their T side, and they just brought the plow out. They borrowed VP's snowplow. They know winter's coming. The winter is coming, and so are the dead. And SK just absolutely ran over compLexity on their T side. So here we are on Coble. We'll see if it's a different story. And this time, Yaster is going to be the one to open it up. Instead of falling first, Yaster will open it up. Taco goes down. As Fur is going to get down, drop himself, and Yaster gets two before he gets absolutely tapped away from Fallen. As Slemmy, still playing around Statue, he spots two players come out. He box eliminates one. The flick isn't good, but he will finally clean up Fallen, as it's just for a 1v3 with 57 seconds. He isolates these players into two 1v1s, but he won't check his left. And that is his downfall. His death from sight will put him down, and compLexity will pick up the pistol round to go 1-0 over SK Gaming. And without that bomb plant, we could see a force here for body armor and pistols. So 2 FAMASs, 2 UMPs, and MP9 brought up from compLexity. While SK Gaming will have upgraded pistols. Now they do have 3 flashes and 1 decoy for them to work across the map with. As Peter's nade should do significant damage to Fallen. It actually doesn't do as much as I thought it would. Only down to 77. As Slemmy's going to be playing around Tree, Phelps and Fallen are going to gain at least long A control. Peter and Slemmy are still set up in this double buddying up mid play. And Slemmy will worry about Tree and long, while his teammate will have his back and hold the smoke towards mid. Again, they're doubling up everywhere. Def and Android will double up towards window / drop room. While Yaster will be alone sight. Now they're getting aggressive. I don't know what prompted this, and all of a sudden it's a 1-for-1. Fur, he may give Chaser. He gets the flash out, and he will blind Peter. And the running deagle from Fur cleans up that frag while Fallen, showing you the new nerf / buff tech 9, as Fur is going to have to get a second before he goes down. Man advantage for SK, but with no smoke on the door. It's easy pickings for Yaster and Android, who swings with his MP9, will get one, but an immediate trade comes in as Fallen cleans up Android, and SK Gaming on the forced upgraded pistols and armor will shut down compLexity, who again, on that CT side, I don't know what prompted the aggression there. Perhaps they heard a flash coming over from long, they heard footsteps towards long, and they didn't want to get pinched. Knowing that they were playing the buddy system towards mid, if they came out Tree and swung on mid from Tree after getting long control and pushed mid at the same time, they'd be done for. So they maybe felt pressured and boxed in like an animal trapped in a corner. Had to make back to the wall, had to make a play, and they did. And it didn't work out for the best. So SK Gaming go into this one. 2 UMPs, the MAC-10, the FAMAS, and the AK rolling. As compLexity will have 1 set of armor out in Yaster. They'll buy what they can. At least a very reserved to buy what they can. Still leaving over $1,000 per player. Now Fallen doing a little bit of farming. Some farming simulators. They'll shut down 2. Android and Peter. The last 2 on the chopping block. But it's looking very clean for SK as this round continues to move forward. The bomb even going to go on a solo mission towards A, knowing that site's completely empty. They spotted both players. And Zoe Android stands alone towards Flat and Taco. Easy pickings, still put a bullet in his head. So compLexity, they may have 1 pistol, but SK Gaming quickly win 2 in a row. And those SMGs pushing up the economy because he's fallen up to 5,900. And I don't think SK Gaming are going to buy. They're not going to upgrade here. They have no reason to. They know compLexity will not get a strong buy here. At max, it's going to be upgraded pistols, SMGs, if they go for it. There's compLexity. We know they're not going to. You can see their economy. I mean, only 3 players over the $3,000 mark. So it is going to be an upgraded pistol again. Maybe a little bit of utility, as it is going to be a tech pause coming out. Going to get compLexity all nice and sorted. So word on the street is that Def crashed. So we will be waiting for him to jump back into the server. It will take one moment. Won't take too long. We'll see SK. Of course, as I mentioned, they're not going to upgrade anything. They know compLexity can't go for a buy here, and if they do, it's going to be very loppy, very sloppy. So we may see another quick play from SK. We could see again that default where Fallen holds outside towards long. He has support someone holding mid. They send a couple players down drop. One player plat slowly pushes up and aggresses with the players down drop as they slowly want to get out E-box. So we could see something very similar to the previous round, where there comes a time where just hectic chaos across the map and the compLexity are trying to push to find frags and SK are just shutting them down. So we will see what the future holds in a moment, as Def should be back in any second. I'm banking on it. Any second. So for those of you who actually don't know who I am, I guess I'll take this time to let you know who I am, what I do, what my game is, what my plan is. I don't know. I'll tell you about myself. My name's Seaside. As the game, of course, gets unpaused as I start to talk about it. My name's Seaside. I'm a CSGO commentator. If you want to know more about me, I'll talk about it later. But my Twitter's at SeasideCS if you're curious. And I'm on a solo mission with compLexity SK, then Energy C9 later for their 2B01s. So we'll jump into this one as Def is back in the server and is functioning properly. As we will see P250's one deagle for compLexity. And it is going to be a push mid. Yaster will clothesline Phelps, but I think that's about all they'll get as the cookie starts to crumble across the map for compLexity. Must have been a very stale cookie as Slemmy is alone. P250 in hand. He'd love to find at least Fallen. He knows one player pushed up towards mid. And dropped. Three to one. Op comes out on Fallen. 3 AKs and 1 FAMAS to follow it up. compLexity will get the op out on Peter. Now there's no kits here for compLexity. Mollies, smokes, and a couple flashes is all they have to work with. Comes down to Peter's pick potential here. As he's pushed towards long, he misses the shot that may ultimately spell his doom, and it will. Slemmy on a one-man mission as he loses his partner towards long A. Slemmy knows they're going to start to push out long. He wants to get this mid control instead. He's met by a fierce Taco, and Slemmy is going to try to tuck into the corner as he knows two members from SK are about to come out towards mid. And try to clean up this mid control, and Slemmy will go down to Taco. Yacer smoked off, but he throws a smoke of his own and kind of cause a little bit of a screening for SK, giving Yacer the room to jump out of balcony. And keep your eyes on Android. He is backside, but coldzera is not playing any games. He is hardwired in right now as him and Fallen will work together to clear out the site and take care of the compLexity members. As it's Def alone. Look at him go! 1v3! Def's good for it! He gets the 4K as he finds all three players. Gets the 1v3s. Finds the individual fights and doesn't even need a kit as it looked easy for him as he'll get the defuse. compLexity will take the steering wheel back. And they'll get some confetti for the clutch from Def. Early damage dealt towards coldzera. Down to 62. As both teams buys. at least their utility-wise, will start to get spent nice and early. SK Gaming throwing the wall of smokes towards B, the smoke towards Broken Wall, baits out all of complexity's utility. Every single piece except one smoke on Peter and 2 flashes. And even cleared out drop room unintentionally. As Fallen and Phelps will post on towards long A, they know complexity have fallen off this part of the map due to the wall of smokes. Slemmy will hide sight with his UMP as Yaster picks up the FAMAS for long A. Now, it looks like SK Gaming are now going to commit 1 player down drop, and Android deals with it. But here comes the main force of SK Gaming pushing onto the A site, and 1-for-1s are ideal for them. But look at Def, the man who clutched it previously, is looking to deal some damage. He's got revenge on his mind, and he finds Phelps. Somehow, Android's Mag 7 works at a distance, as look at the HP, 11 combined. Between Def and Android, 11 HP. That nade should be good to find Android, and it will be. The touchdown. As Def on 9 HP, it comes down to timing. Fur gets a 4K. No, he gets caught jumping, trying to get back up from mid. On the good side of tree and pushing a sight. Instead, it's Def to win it. The 6-1 legend right now, the British invasion. As we sit to a 3-3 scoreline, and look how crazy it's been to get here. Win pistol to lose to the upgraded force by SK. For SK to string 3, and now complexity to get 2 in a row. They've expended a large part of SK's bank. They're down to 2 AKs, 3 UMPs, and it's a quick play for them. Trying to get out on the B site. The molly gets extinguished, and Coble will make full use of it. Gets 2 with the spray down, and it's just Slemmy alone. Phelps, even with the pre-fire, will find out exactly where Slemmy is. And that's SK Gaming just exploding on the B site. Aware that only a few players had a fair bit of utility. They had UMPs, they had to go fast. They had to pull a Sonic, and that's what they do. They run through the molly, they extinguish it, Cold gets a double spray, and they're there for the trades. That's commitment. As a team, 2 players jump through the smoke together. And they will mop up complexity on the B site 4-3, and now complexity are going to go for these armor and pistols. As that is sending them down to the depths of their economy. As this game continues to go pretty much back and forth. Even when SK got those 3 rounds in a row, they were close. Wasn't too much of a wiping. As it's Android with the Deagle. He's hunting for one. He will get one before he falls to Taco. Phelps alone towards A mid. Down to 26, but the pre-fire is good to find. EA Stern SK Gaming. They lose 2 members, but more importantly, they hang on to the 2 AKs in the last second. Somehow they didn't get that 3rd. But that's A-okay. As complexity again cannot afford a purchase. Even with that clutch from Def. Very close. As SK Gaming now are on the mission to push themselves even further. As Phelps will go back to his solo missions as we saw previously towards the A site. He'll look to try to make some shenanigans with his Mac 10. Knows he's getting pushed from mid, but the CZ of Def is good enough. SK try to come to his rescue, or at least avenge his death. And they will be successful to find 2, but Yaster and Co. are going to try to find these frags, and they're good to find Cold. The AK will be put in the deadly hands of Ye. The bomb's planted on B, and Fur should cut this off completely. They're going to go for exit frags, but Peter will be the one to get exited on. As Defy wants to find a gun, only $500 invested. He'd love to get away with an AK. Either or he'd be content with. But it's like Yaster, maybe the only one to escape here, but look at Fur. This is some next level as he runs all the way to Rapunzel himself. He's tagged. He doesn't want to get chased down by these pistols, so he retreats there. And Yaster had the same idea, but shut down from Rapunzel. Fur is not letting down his long hair today. As SK Gaming will get to 6, and nothing will be saved for complexity. But it is buy time. It's go time for complexity on the CT side. So Cole will take a tack pause. So they talk things through, and as it comes to an end, the op from Peter. No utility behind it, just his armor. The op from Fallen is in full effect. And no aggression from Peter this time around. He is just going to hold mid-double doors. They know how well Phelps can work solo A. Now he has an AK, not just a MAC-10 to be deadly with towards this side of the map. And he'll do a little bit of tickling early as he'll send Peter down to 82. So compLexity going for the 2A, 3B setup. And applying some pressure towards Plat this time around with the Aster. Tucked in Broken Wall Cubby. And Def will be the first point of contact, so he knows they're out towards Plat. The Aster is essentially going to be set up for success here. As he'll swing and find Taco, instead it's the other way around. Acer tried to swing and catch him off guard, but Taco's too quick. The AK comes back out and the head is popped. The watermelon is dropped. What are they doing here? Alright. I guess I dig it. The boost to give a different kind of height to that attack as Android alone sight. His spray is good for 3. All of a sudden, it's a 1v1. We see SK Gaming getting cheeky with a boost by window to catch Peter off with 2 different levels. And all of a sudden it's transitioned to a triple spray down from Android. Now Phelps has a molly, a smoke, and a flash, so you can take A's sight and play this 1v1 with the utility. As Android doesn't even have a kit. Just has the lint in his pockets. And the M4 in his hands. Well, 10 seconds, that bomb will go down. Android knows exactly what's going on. The gig is up. How does Phelps play this? He smokes door and he's going to hold murder hole. But now he changes his angle. He's pushing a connector. And the more time that clicks off the clock and the more time that goes down on this bomb, Phelps knows that Android's going to be pushing towards mid/long A. It becomes more and more apparent as that bomb starts to tick faster and faster. Now he hears Android, and Phelps will swing, and he won't win it. Android, the hero compLexity need again. He finds a kit during his travels. I'm going to smoke, but he won't need it as the defuse comes through. compLexity, again, thanks to what is seemingly a solo man mission on the rounds they win. From Death's 1v3 to Android's 1v4s. It's always one man stepping up now for compLexity to put these rounds on the board. And even with that W, 2 UMPs, the op on Peter, glass cannon, and the AK Android grasped with his fingers. As SK, their economy still won't be put in check. A bye next round is definitely imminent, even if they lose this. The man who just won a 1v4 will be able to find Fur. So that's a good way for compLexity to start this one off. An opening pick, a sigh of relief. The pressure from Phelps won't be felt as heavily, as Slemmy will be feeling alright to just fall back and give up that map control if he so wishes. Taco, in the meantime, on the opposite side of the map, will get flash for, but so will Def. A 1-4-1 with a UMP. All in all, not so bad. They keep compLexity with a one-man advantage. As now Cold feels pressured to make a move, and there's Phelps. I mentioned he's deadly towards A, and he's found both players. And Cold's allowed to just lurk down drop. Android, I think he heard Cold fall, but it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, as it's another 1v3 for Android. And this time, Phelps won't give him the chance. It is going to be 3 from Phelps. Unable to grab the second op. But that is going to be a reset. That's compLexity down to $1,400. Slemmy and Peter will get the worst of it. Round 12, we could see an investment from compLexity. And yeah, that's exactly what it's going to be. But never count out Def with a CZ. We've learned that lesson a couple times so far. Phelps is the first to go down. Yaster. That molly actually spreads to his corner. It's got to be a little aggravating. As Fur wants to push it as soon as it starts to fade. A full blind Slemmy will be put in his place. And Cold will just find 2 as easy as that. Android hiding back sight will be tapped into round 13, courtesy of Taco. As Def with a CZ. We'll find a MAC-10, but I mean, slim pickings for Def in this situation. The bomb's not down, so he has that going for him, but getting shot through the smoke never feels too good. As it looks like Def's out of there. Gonna hold on to the CZ at Mac 10. compLexity won't be buying next round, so if he can toss that Mac 10 over to someone, or even drop the CZ over, I imagine he dropped the CZ over to a teammate. Or use the, it's not a Mac 10, it's a UMP. Well, here we are. UMP. As he may even catch Taco Knife out, he will. That's a free upgrade. Taco not exiting with any of his teammates. That AK goes firmly into Def's hands. And he's content to just sit here. He's going to slowly creep up, and Cold Zero will shut it down. So Def wanted to try to find one more rifle instead. All he finds is an early grave, 8-4. And as you can see, compLexity's still hurting. Or go for the P250s perhaps. Maybe a couple flashes to try to get aggressive. Try to go towards plat. Maybe try to push something. Instead we sit with an 8-4 scoreline for the Mac 10. Wants to farm it up. That's Taco. Been deadly towards Broken Wall. Countless entries. Now this time it is granted against players without armor and upgraded pistols. The pistol still proving to be deadly as Def gets one, but it should be over. What? That last shot from Taco. Didn't even see him on a screen, and Def falls through the corner of that wall by Pizza. So now the op will come back out from Peter. He's been, I guess the word lackluster is fair to use in this certain situation. He's had the op twice, I believe, on the CT side. Correct me if I'm wrong. Hasn't had too much impact with it, so I'd like to see Peter find his place with it, find his groove. And again, it is already on round 14, so they're gonna go for the aggressive boost play. We'll see if he commits to going up, and he will. They're gonna boost to counter this. As Peter, so unlucky, gets the leg down to 7 HP. This half can't go worse for Peter. Not only is he getting timing and missing some crucial shots, but finds himself in situations like that. As the Acer and Slemmy gonna take advantage of this new danger stairs. More space for activities like bunk beds. As the call comes through that there's two players from compLexity in danger. The Acer gets a second. Slemmy with the flash out. Full blind has fallen. And he won't need sunglasses where he's going as Taco and Cold in a 2v5. Now compLexity finding some structure late in this half. As Taco, though, doesn't care about their structure. He's just hitting these taps across the map. As they claim the B site, they're going to counter boost one to go from plat. So it'll be a two-pronged attack. One from plat. And the other three from drop/connector. And the Acer showing he's deadly with the rifle and the op. Picks up his third. It's all on Taco. We're going Taco cam in this 1v4. Has one frag up already. We'll get a second, but compLexity did a nice job of staying together and making sure they can peek all the same angles whenever required. compLexity will get round number 5 on the board for themselves. SK Gaming will be held off at 9. As we still have one more round to go, however. So the double ops from compLexity, Slemmy and Peter. As I said, Peter's been having pretty much a rough go of it. So we'll see if it's going to change anytime soon. It is round 15, so his CT side's pretty much done and dusted. As it's just SK looking good on the T side still. As SK will play the same default they love to play. Phelps and Fallen out towards A site. The other three poking product towards drop, as well as plat. They clear drop room so well. Yaster has to be careful. Tick down at 16. He doesn't even get any information for it. He may hear a little bit of sound cues. In the meantime, these smokes towards danger and mid are so deadly. Gives Phelps so much space to work with as he gains mid control. And you can see how passive compLexity are being now. They have Peter and Slemmy pushed all the way back to A site. While SK Gaming will gain long control, they'll gain A little bit of mid control. They haven't peeked ramp yet. But look at this. He's walking up ramp. Peter, notice Phelps first. As he will find the frag, and Android will be the anchor towards the B site, more specifically towards drop room. Taco will execute him from behind, but they're a man down, and Slemmy looking like he wants to try to cause some damage. As Peter will just post up on site. SK Gaming looking for something to get back into this. Look at compLexity. They have hard rotated 3 players over back towards B. They know Taco is still looming. They're kind of unsure exactly where this take's coming from. And there's Taco just making plays towards B site. That's his second. As Fur gets in towards connector, he knows exactly where bomb is. It's by Stables. And he's going to meet up with Taco, but with 5 seconds, all they have to do is stay alive. Peter, all he has to do is not die. He doesn't even have to get a frag. It doesn't matter. He'll stay alive and even spin on Fur. But it's the last round. Dying after time is irrelevant. But good job on Peter to stay alive, realizing the situation, realizing that, hey, staying alive is my best option here. I'm not peeking. As the half will end 9-6. Good on compLexity to string those last few rounds at the end there. We have a game on our hands now, perhaps. Wait for the second half to get going. I'm gonna play some music. We're gonna I don't want to sit in the smoke. I'm gonna play some music. We're gonna hang out. Wait for this to get readied up, and we'll jump into the second half momentarily for the ESL Pro League Season 6. I'm Seaside. Twitter's at SeasideCS. Gonna give myself a little shout out because I'm solo and I can. We'll be right back as soon as this second half gets going. Cry is free. SK and compLexity fans. That song's just, I didn't even mean to play it. It just kind of happened, I promise. I did not plan for that song to be playing. I like the song, but I promise you, did not plan for that song to happen. But no crying, chat. Game's not over yet. You're not allowed to cry, and you won't cry until this match is over. 9-6. SK Gaming will get a kid out on Fallen in a smoke. Meanwhile, compLexity will rock out with the smokes out, as they'll get one smoke towards connector and flashes flying over. Let's see compLexity go for a quick play. Can Taco hold on from statue, though? That's yet to be seen as Peter flying across the screen like Batman. He'll get the enter, and he hasn't stopped moving, and he won't. He'll take Phelps' scalp. As the bomb from Slemmy will be planted, and Fur's alone on the flank, and Android knows it. He smells him coming, and Peter, the pistol legend, will one-tap Fur and compLexity. From the smoke connector and flashes over. It was just all Peter flying around non-stop to get complexity that pistol. 9-7 SK Gaming. We'll see them buy up, again, what they can. The series has kind of been the tale of unfortunate force buy wins, where one player will just go off with the deagle, get 3K, and then the teammates will just have to follow up with getting 2 frags. It's been kind of crazy. SK Gaming have had nutty deagles and CZs, so have complexity. So these rounds are kind of a coin toss for me now, especially in this series, from what we've seen previously. So we'll see what SK Gaming can get rolling. coldzera is going to be blind. He is just going to hightail it out of there, knowing what's coming based on those flashes. It's kind of a heavy commitment. You have the smoke and you have the double flashes. It's almost a tail that, yeah, there's probably more than a few people coming up towards my mid. coldzera. A pole and a chicken. A good story for a Saturday night, but not in a CS game. He's going to swing. A dink and a follow-up, though. However, that's a good story for a Saturday night, as he's going to get a second. Down to 2 bullets. He's even facing with 2 bullets in his CZ, and Fur's going to tune in with 1, but all of a sudden, I said, these teams have had nutty CZs, and this is a prime example. As Def's alone, has an AK, bomb is down towards mid, and SK Gaming desperately want to find him. Don't want to give him any room, and Fallen. 1 shot. And 2 shots through the smoke will find Def. Spotted him right before it popped. And SK Gaming, the force buys continue. Now you may cry. I'm giving you guys permission. Now you may if you want to. Opener from Fur on Slemmy, as complexity will buy back down to 1400 right off the get-go on second round. So armor and pistols, they will go to Yaster. Sitting far back on the nice safe angle. Not so safe anymore. That's complexity. Try to fight for these opening duels across the map, and none, and I mean none, are going their way thus far, and that'll continue to be the story. As Taco switches the AK, good night Def, that's 11 for SK. And being reset this early is so rough for a T side. It's even worse for a CT side, but especially the way the first half went, this is rough for complexity. And again, it was pretty average the first half, nothing too crazy. We'll see if complexity prefer the T side. I know some teams do on Coble. A majority of teams do. So we'll see if that's going to be continuing to be the tale of the tape. Quick push, quick frag from Fur. That's what you love to see. Again, it's pretty much been from what I can tell, the Def show. He's really been showing up in all these matches. Normally it's Android is showing up, but it's been Def. Android is up there as well, so 2 consistent fraggers from complexity, and this round is pretty much just a wash for complexity. It's pretty much just, it's a wash round. It's a round where you invest barely anything. I mean, the biggest investment comes from Def. A $300 pistol and a $200 flash. I mean, very broke out here. And Fur may get caught out being aggressive here, but the spray's good. It seemed good, but Android's movement's even better with a Glock. But Fallen's going to show you how to M4, and his spray is extra on point, extra crispy. 12-7. Complexity finally will get AKs. No op pressure coming out from Peter, but I think you may want to take a break from it. Slemmy's down there as well, so a rough game from Peter and Slemmy. We'll see if they're going to be able to turn this around shortly. Pretty far from Slemmy. None will connect as they're going to go for some long A control. The bomb, though, keep it on the map. It is towards T-Apps, over towards B. Android and Peter will be hanging out there, but complexity want to put earlier pressure towards A site, towards A long, try to get as much utility out of these A players as they can right off the get-go. That is Fallen, along with Fur. I've had this A site pretty much unlock. Oh, that's a jump from Yaster. Making some noise. Fallen was holding that angle regardless. Some of these bullets will finally now connect. But Def, he's going to give chase. Catches first, swapping out to his knife. Can't clean up the frag. He finally will. And now Fallen's going to be retreating, tail between his legs. All the way to back APC. And again, he gets another quick rotation. Phelps is already there at connector. Now Phelps is going right back to B. As soon as they complexity fall silent, SK don't hesitate to rotate. Android, the one-man fake show right now. Not Big Show, the fake show. As even will find a frag for it. Now Fallen hasn't completely taken the bait. He will stay towards mid. This comes down to timing. He cleans up Slemmy. Is he allowed to peek again? How is he allowed to peek again? He swings on Def while taking shots from Peter. And Peter's shoulder peek not going to work out. Denied. Shut down. And Fallen rectifies that hold. Rectifies the opening pick and then trade from compLexity. He just locks that down. Brick and mortar. Builds a wall. No compLexity members allowed on this side of the wall. Hikes the taxes. 13-7. compLexity will get upgraded pistols. 3 sets of armor. 1 flash. As we're on round, 6 the second half, so math it up in your head. As this time, they're going to try to pinch on Fallen. They know how aggressive he's been out here. And he's onto the Deagle. The Deagle and Op trying to lock it down. He will get 3 before he goes. A legendary hold from Fallen. As they will run and try to retrieve the Op. It looked too easy for him. First on the Op. Just knows to switch to the Eagle as compLexity tried to just tried to waterfall him. Waterfall the Op down, pick it up, see if they can find a pick instead. 14 now for SK, the buy from compLexity. Now the Op's out on Peter. Again, we all witnessed it. We all knew that Peter wasn't feeling too hot on the CT side. Even had the Op, I think, 3 times. No luck towards boost. He ended up legging a player. No luck towards mid. Shut down. We didn't really see him go plat with it. But there wasn't much from Peter on the Op on the CT side. So maybe the T side will give him some more flexibility, a little more room to work with. Maybe finding this opening pick is really where Dirty Peak Pete can really come to life and really start to find his groove and start to put up some frags with his Op. Same with Slemmy. Maybe he can find his groove, try to find some opening picks. Now, I know he is working these guys across the map. As they will exchange bullets, Cold Zero re-swings and Android spray. Well controlled, and that's one way to get dropped. As we'll see what compLexity's game plan here is. And Android didn't take too much damage. Down 64. Yes, 1 M4 bullet to put him down in the skull, in the dome skis. But that's a trade he'll take. A body shot will not kill him. That's Slemmy and Co. Right hand that flash over the wall for full blind towards Stables. We'll see if this gets overlooked from compLexity. Rarely is this angle played. It's not expected quite often. And Slemmy is full blind as he pushes in. They still haven't checked for that player, Stables. And Fallen jumps through a smoke to find 2. Fur still alive on 20. And all of a sudden it's a 1v1. And Yaster top sight will find Phelps. Living on 2 HP. It became quite hectic as SK Gaming threw everything they had at compLexity before they let him cross the site and get that plant. People Fallen jumping through smokes. Teammates following. And Fur towards Stables. A lot was thrown at that from SK. Hectic is what they wanted. And Yaster will reign supreme for now. But SK into the double op on the CT side. They use a large portion of that investment money they put out as Yaster jumps out. Molly and op shot. Enough to drop him. Deft with chicken coop. Significant damage. Down to 70 as Taco as he starts to burn now. They know he's there 100%. As Taco tries to swing, the Molly puts him down. Phelps finds Android. And this is looking all too easy now for SK in this hold. Fur. Patience is paying off as he's going to swing. Peter goes down and Depth on 5. 14-5-0. SK Gaming hold on to one of the ops. They pick up 2 AKs. The technical pause was going to be taken from SK. They'd lose a player 15-8. And just look at compLexity's money here. What do we see? A shotgun bot up. Maybe some UMPs. SK Gaming looking very dominant on the CT side. The rotations are on point. They're willing to contest. And the big thing is when they commit altogether. We saw previously there was a smoke on door. They're jumping through mollies and balcony. They're coming through the door to support Fallen, who's already got 2 as they cross the site. knowing they had a player towards, of course, Stables. But all-out commitment from SK. When they commit, they're going all in. And that's just kind of what their CT side's been like. Solid holds from falling to the op. Good support with flashes. compLexity have not really been able to find their footing. It's been reset here late in this half, late in this game. And all they're going to get is 3 upgraded pistols, a scout, and a UMP. And they have 2 smokes, a nade, and a molly. And already Fallen's going to punish him. His aggression will pay off once again. And Fur is here to hold the angle. They're expecting an op, but it's an AK. The Acer goes down. Fallen has already retreated all the way back to mid. He did not go the danger way. He did not go towards long. And Android threw the molly. The gauntlet of fire will dig down Fur. So that's a gun down. And look at SK with these rotations. Chomping at the bit to find the final nail in the coffin. They want it. They want to shut this down and lock it out. And look at this aggression again. coldzera catches Peter in danger. Finds the second flick on Android, and it is just death alone. If a death falls in the forest, does anyone hear it? That's the true question. I guess Fallen does. SK Gaming will take the match, and we will move on